So I will confess, I have a little bit of a trick that I use when I watch other people spin that tells me almost instantly how skilled they are. No, it's not the difficulties of the tricks they use. No, it's also not how many tricks they know. Believe it or not, it's actually how slowly they spin. I know, seems like an odd pick, but stick with me here, because I'm willing to bet you anything that I can convince you that when it comes to slower spinning,
this is the way.
Drex here from DrexFactor Poi, sharing with you the love of poi spinning and flow arts to benefit your body and brain. And today, I'm going to share with you why I think slower spinning is not only a sign of greater expertise with poi, but also something that we should all be striving for, and some exercises as to how you can achieve it. But before we dive in, I just want to give a quick shout out to the friends of the channel. Big thanks to Dark Monk, Flowfests, Flow Toys, Pyroterra Light Toys, and Ultra Poi for helping to make the videos on this channel possible. You can learn more about all these amazing companies and the work that they're doing to support flow artists like yourself by checking out the links down in the description of this video. And special thanks to the non-business friend of the channel, Pekha Pekkonen. Thank you so very much for supporting my channel, my work, and my mission. Now, I've certainly noticed, and perhaps you have too, that many novice spinners tend to think that spinning the poi is almost like a race. The faster they go, the more exciting it is. But when you compare them to people who've been spinning for many, many years, if not more than a decade, you'll notice that there seems to be a much more relaxed tempo to their spinning. And I don't think that's a coincidence. For one thing, being able to spin slower means that you have more control over the poi. You have more ability to be able to dial in the tempo that you want with them. In addition, it usually means that you probably have conscious control over when and how you spin the poi. This is actually a really important skill for getting from beginner to intermediate spinning. And because I'm just that helpful, I've already done a video on that topic that includes a bunch of drills that help you achieve what I consider to be beat control. I'll link to that video down in the description as well as up in the cards. But beyond that, the ability to spin slower is also directly correlated to how far a performer is willing to extend their arms away from their body as they're spinning the poi. Inexperienced poi spinners tend to keep their hands much closer to their bodies, and it's only after a lot of training and a great deal of effort that they become comfortable enough to extend their hands all the way away from them. Okay, so if slower spinning is indeed the goal, how exactly do we achieve it? I'm so glad you asked, because I have selected 3 specific exercises to help you get there. So, let's check them out. Before we dive in, if you like videos on poi spinning and flow arts, pretty please make sure to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so you know exactly when I upload a new video. Thanks in advance. All right, so our first exercise is going to involve using a tool that I've become an extremely big fan of in the past year, and that a lot of people around me are probably sick of hearing me talk about, and that is pendulums. Specifically, I want to take these big pendulums that are also sometimes called extendulums around. If you move your hand around in a circle, but you keep it below a certain speed, you'll find that the poi head can never get above your hand. Now, the funny thing is, this is actually the exact same path that your hand follows if you're going to perform either an extension or a flower. It just so happens to be that you're putting less energy into the poi as you go around. So your first task here is to go back and forth between 2 different driving styles, namely those extendulums as well as those extensions. That is, you're going to try taking energy away from the poi to get to the pendulums and adding it again to get back to the extensions. Try and think that you want to get in 1, 2, 3 reps with the pendulum, and then 1, 2, 3 reps with the extensions before coming back to the pendulums once again. You want to go back and forth like this 10 times. Overall, this is going to teach you much more control in terms of how much momentum you're putting into the poi, plus which over time I can just about guarantee that the speeds of the pendulum and the extension are going to start to drift closer and closer together as you practice it over time. And of course, you want to practice this in all 4 timing and direction modes, so taking your pendulums around and together same, 3 times with a pendulum, and then 3 times with an extension. 3 times with a pendulum, and 3 times with an extension. Next up, you're going to want to switch to together opposites. Once again, start off with your pendulums, do 3 reps, and then switch to 3 reps of extensions before returning to your pendulums again. Once again, go back and forth 10 times. Next, we'll do the same exercise in split time, same direction, which admittedly is kind of weird because it means that we have to do it in wheel plane for the first time instead of wall plane. But I think with a little practice, you'll find that it'll feel just about as comfortable as it does in wall plane. Again, 3 pendulums and 3 extensions, 10 reps. And our final timing and direction mode is going to involve going in split time opposites. Once again, you're going to give me 3 pendulums, and then boom, bump yourself up to extensions for 3 reps, and then back down to our pendulums. This is actually the hardest version of this one to me. I always miss the point where you make the transitions happen, but with a little practice, you'll get to notice those moments where the hands come together to either side as being the spots where you can switch back and forth. Awesome. So now that you've had some basic practice adding and subtracting momentum to the poi, I want you to go ahead and start playing around with different volumes and try to match different volumes of poi to the same beats. Let me show you what I mean here. We're going to start off with just the poi spinning together same in front of us, and I'm going to choose my left hand to go around in big circles. My left hand does an extension, my right hand just keeps on spinning down by my hip. The challenge here is to make sure that they're both spinning at exactly the same rate. Now, this will mean that the left hand poi is probably going to spin just a little bit faster than I would like, and the right hand poi will spin just a little bit slower. But when you find a balance between the two, you will have found a place where you can slow down your spinning just a little bit to match that bigger circle. And of course, we want to switch off which hand is doing the big circle and which one is doing the small circle to make sure that both of our hands are getting trained how to slow down and beat match a bigger circle. And we're going to want to try doing this in other timing and direction modes. So I can go to together opposites and once again decide that I'm going to try this exercise with my right hand doing a big circle and my left hand doing a little circle. From here, I can switch off and have my left hand do the big circle and my right hand do the little circle. You want to make sure that both poi are going up and going down at exactly the same time. And then things get interesting when we get to split time, same direction, because now we have to keep the timing in split time while at the same time making sure that both of the poi are spinning at exactly the same speed. Once again, I'm probably going to find that the hand and poi that are doing the big circle are probably going to go just a little bit faster than I would normally like, but I'll also find that I am slowing down the poi in the small circle and getting a better feel for the range of tempos that I can spin it at. And of course, we want to make sure that both hands get a chance to be the big circle and the little circle as we practice this. And we'll do the same exercise in split time opposites. Once again, we want one hand to go big, the other hand to stay small, and to continue to match the tempo of each hand. We want to be able to let the right hand go big, and we want to be able to let the left hand go big. Again, find a tempo where you can find a happy medium between the two. All right, so if both of those first 2 exercises are feeling comfortable, then it's time to do our third exercise, which involves no trickery whatsoever. We just have to actually change the speed at which we are spinning our poi. All right, so here's the important part of this exercise. You're going to have to keep track both of when the poi is furthest beneath your hand as well as when it's furthest above your hand. I would call these the downbeats and the upbeats. The reason being, you're going to try spinning your poi at a comfortable speed, and you're going to count the downbeats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to try slowing the poi down so that the 2, rather than being the next downbeat, then becomes the upbeat. So, looks like this. We go from 1, 2, 3, 4 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like so. And just like all our other exercises, we want to practice this in all timing and direction modes. So I'm going to start off in together same here in wall plane in front of me and think 1, 2, 3, 4 and switch to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll note when I go to halftime like that, 2 things happen. Number 1, I'm probably going to have to extend my hands moving up and down at least a little bit. And also 2, it's going to look like the tethers go a little bit slack as I'm doing this, and that's okay. The purpose here is being able to add being able to spin this slowly to your toolbox, not that the poi look perfect as it's happening. And once again, we're going to do this in together opposites. I'm going to think 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. Split time, same direction, thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, slowing them down to half time, like so. All right, now we're going to finish things off in split time opposites. This is usually the one that I have to cheat just a little bit on because things get kind of dicey when the poi are kind of meshing together like this, but let's see how it goes. I'm going to start off thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. Cool. When you can get down all four, goodness, you've gone a long way towards achieving an enormous amount of control over the poi. So go forth and slow down your spinning. Not only can it make you look a lot more graceful, but also too, the amount of control that you learn in the process is worth it in the long run. Did you get anything out of this video? Please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to help other people find it and to help my channel grow. This video would not be possible without my amazing supporters on Patreon. In particular, I'd love to give a shout out to my Flow patrons who are listed on screen right now. Thank you so much, all of y'all totally rock. And if you out there watching are not currently a supporter, but you'd like to become one, here's how you can sign up to my Patreon. Head on over to patreon.com/DrexFactorPoi and sign up. There you can get access to a whole host of awesome rewards, but even better than that, you'll be supporting me in my mission to bring poi spinning and flow arts to the whole wide world. So go check that out, please and thank you. And if you'd like to learn more about another important poi skill that I like to refer to as beat control, I will include a link to a video I did on that topic down in the description as well as up on screen. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to get out and flow yourself today, and I'll see you with a new video real soon. Take care now. Peace.